Hey guys, welcome back. So lately I've been getting into sim racing, and I used to have this Logitech G920 just mounted on my office desk, but since I've been playing more, I decided to move it to my garage where I can turn up the volume and not have to worry about the kids waking up. This little initial setup I have was made up of just anything I had laying around. I already had the 9.5 seats I got for free, and this desk thing is actually the top portion of a storage rack that I had laying around, and that monitor I just had also laying around too. It's very flimsy, so I can just very easily rock it back and forth like this, and side to side is not very good either. So I've been thinking, and this little workstation, I don't really use it because I have just so much junk on top of it, and it's too narrow, and it's just not very good. I also noticed that it's made of a few pieces of 2x4s. I'm gonna be pretty ambitious and try to make a rig out of this work table. So first thing I need to do is dismantle this work table and see what parts we have. Alright, so I'm left with these two pretty long 2x4s. This one has some shorter 2x4s attached to it, having a really hard time getting out because whoever made this didn't really think about the person who would be dismantling this. They just put screws and nails everywhere, so it's pretty hard to take off without damaging the wood. So I'm just gonna leave it for now. And got two shorter 2x4s, and then the two pieces that made the tabletop. And then I got some scraps here. So on the two long 2x4s, I'm going to mark and try to mount the seats. These are what's used to mount the seats into the 9.5. So I'm gonna drill a hole matching this size and drill the bottom two. The front two, the seat is scooted all the way up. The mounting hole is not accessible at the moment, but I will cross that bridge when I get to it. Those 2 points are now screwed in. I'm thinking those 2 screws are probably not the best ones because I'm screwing them into wood, but I can always change that out to real wood screws later. But even with just the 2 in the back, it's pretty stable. So now I have to adjust where the pedals would go. The seats right now are moved all the way forward in its track. So in the future, when I do actually connect these to the battery and I can move it, then I can actually move the seat back. So I'm gonna put the pedals a little closer than where I would normally put them. So the next step is to screw that little 2x4 in its place, and then I'll have a somewhat basic chair and pedal setup. So the way the Logitech pedal has the wire right here is kind of sucky, so I can't mount it like this because it's gonna chew up the wire. So I'm gonna mount it like this, and there's actually a nail right here that's gonna stop from it going forward. So this is the position I'm gonna screw these in. On second thought, I actually wanted the pedals to be as low as possible, so I cut this piece into 2. Then that's perfect for the wire to go through. I don't have any table saws or anything, unfortunately, but I have this age-appropriately named Corona hand saw. These actually work pretty well. I had this for a long time. It's good for gardening too. So I screwed in all the legs, and now I just need to mount the top into the legs. back and forth a lot on how I would put these in, but Logitech came in clutch because at the bottom of these pedals they have carpet catchers, I guess you could call them. So even without anything at the front, it doesn't move no matter how much you press the pedals. So these are just here for support. And this is the final resting place. That was where the work table used to be, and now we have this. My goal for this project was to not buy anything, not even nails. I didn't quite explain, but the tabletop, I found it in my attic. The previous homeowner left it there, so I ended up using that. This particular design was inspired by another YouTube channel. I'll link his channel in the description, but it's super simple. You guys know that I'm super cheap and I don't like spending money, so I just used what I had and made a good baseline, and now I can add improvements and upgrades to this setup. I think that starting is half the battle, and that's kind of the mindset that I have with all my projects. If you are thinking of doing something, just start it, even though it may be crappy like this, or it might not be perfect, because once you start it, it's going to be a lot easier to just keep going from there. As far as dimensions, I'll put it up on the screen right now. These are just based on my body type. I'm about 6'1", 175 pounds, so your mileage may vary. I hope you guys enjoyed this little sidetracked video. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.